Hi, everyone. As we wait for other people to enter, you can take a look at some of the messages and photos of our past scholars.
Can't hear anything.
I don't know if that helped. Mr. Vojak suggested I turn off my optimize. I don't know if that's better. Anyway, I'm going to stop sharing here. And I think we can get started. So we are live on Facebook, and I think we are recording so that people who were not able to join us today will be able to see the program later. And I think we have closed captioning going for those who want it. Samantha, does it look okay? All right, great. And I understand you can disable the closed captioning if you wish to. And so I guess Jason, should I turn it over to you?
Yeah, please do. And I guess we can start our presentation. Thank you, Chris.
Howard, I assume we're on Facebook. Okay.
Oh, how come it's my name on there? Huh? I don't know what happened. How come? What happened?
Okay, next slide, please. And next slide, please. Welcome you all. Before we begin the ceremony, let me remind you to please be courteous to our other participants on this presentation by using mute when not speaking. This ceremony is being simultaneously broadcasted on Facebook Live, and recorded to share with your friends and family who are not able to attend. Please enjoy the ceremony. Next slide, please. Oops, go back one, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Miss Lynn Benincourt, Dr. Ann Bugliani, Mr. Tak Furumoto, Miss Carolyn Furumoto, Miss Kei Hirabayashi, Miss Lynn Kainaya, Miss Catherine Luete, Mr. Vince Matsui, Mr. Randy Miller, Mr. Robert Nakamoto, Mr. Michael Shirey, Miss Grace Shirey, Miss Betsy Volkak, Mr. Bob Volkak, Mr. Terry Shima, Mr. Gerald Yamada, Mrs. Krista Rosa, scholarship recipients and their families, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 13th Annual Japanese American Veterans Association Memorial Scholarship Award Ceremony. My name is Jason Kuroiwa, veteran, and honored to serve as your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. We are celebrating our outstanding students from around the country with attendees from around the world. All applicants were incredibly talented and accomplished, and every candidate was worthy of receiving a JAVA scholarship. This phenomenal talent made this year's selection process extremely challenging. These scholarships continue to benefit a range of high school seniors, undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate students. Today, JAVA is awarding $24,500 in scholarships to 14 students. Next slide, please. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the president of the Japanese American Veterans Association, Mr. Gerald Yamada.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the 2021 JAVA Scholarship Awards ceremony. Let me thank all the donors who are sponsoring the 14 scholarships that we are awarding today. Without your support, JAVA would not have a scholarship program. Also, let me thank Krista Rosa, Scholarship Committee Chair, for her leadership and her committee for all their hard work. Each year, with more applications received, the decisions become harder. I am very much appreciative of their efforts and dedication. Let me give a final thank you to all the students who applied. I wish JAVA could give a scholarship to each of them, but that is not possible. And finally, for our winners, congratulations to all the recipients of today's scholarship awards. I hope you will take pride in not only receiving a JAVA scholarship, but also in honoring the person for whom your scholarship is named and all who served in World War II. The Japanese American soldiers, men and women, who served in World War II forged a legacy with their patriotism and personal courage for all Americans. Today, you are the beneficiary of that legacy. I hope that wherever your future careers take you, you will help preserve that legacy for others and for future generations. A word of advice to our winners. This is an exciting time in your lives. You are embarking on your journey to higher education. Take the time to enjoy it, appreciate the opportunity, have fun, and as probably your parents have told you, study hard, learn how to think for yourself, and of course, keep in touch with us. We wish you good luck and success in your future endeavors. Jason, let me turn it back to you.
Thank you, sir. And it is now my honor to introduce Mr. Terry Shima, who served in the famed U.S. Army's 442nd Regimental Combat Team. His tireless efforts in the Japanese American Veterans Association as executive director and still serving as a distinguished fellow preserves the legacy of the contributions of our World War II Nisei soldiers and their families.
My name is Terry Shima, 442nd Regimental Combat Team. It is a great honor to be invited to say a few words. While the amounts of Java scholarships are not large, they connect the awardees to the families of Nisei veterans of the 100th Battalion, the 442nd Combat Team, Military Intelligence Service, and Java. Challenged to prove their loyalty during World War II, Nisei volunteered to fight in Europe, and they also did intelligence work in the Asia-Pacific theater. Over 800 Nisei sacrificed their lives. When the war ended, the U.S. Army declared the 442nd, including the 100, the best fighting unit in U.S. Army history, and one of the most highly decorated units in World War II for its size and period of combat. President Harry Truman's remarks to the 442nd on July 15, 1946, confirmed Japanese-American loyalty and placed Nisei in America's mainstream. The wartime performance by Nisei and other minorities contributed to the implementation of Executive Order 9981 on July 26, 1948, which abolished segregation and discrimination in the armed forces. The Congressional Gold Medal, the highest award U.S. Congress can bestow, and the U.S. Postal Service issuance of the Nisei stamp recently, a further confirmation of Nisei loyalty and patriotism. The post-World War II Sansei and Yonsei built on this foundation and contributed to the greatness of America. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to
My name
introduce
is
the
Gary.
chairwoman of the Scholarship Committee, Mrs. Krista Rosa. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Chris, unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. So we are awarding 14 scholarships. We wish, as Gerald said, that we could have awarded more because we had a lot of great applicants and it was a very difficult decision made by the committee. The scholarships are valued at $24,500 total. They're awarded to descendants of World War II Nisei or Nisei unit veterans or children of Java members. The Inoue Scholarship, in addition, is also offered to members of the 100th Battalion Reserve Unit. So first I'd like to, I'm going to tell you a little bit about each scholarship and the students who are receiving them. The first three are for students who have already completed 1 or more years of college. The Daniel K. Inoue Memorial Scholarship will be awarded to a student. Mr. Inoue grew up in Honolulu, Hawaii. In 1943, he left the University of Hawaii, where he was studying medicine and joined the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Senator Inoue attained the rank of second lieutenant. He was gravely injured in battle and received the Congressional Medal of Honor in 2001. After the war, Inoue completed his law degree. He served in the Hawaii Territorial Legislature and was elected to Congress when Hawaii became a state in 1959. A few years later, he became one of Hawaii's senators. The Daniel K. Inoue Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 is awarded to an undergraduate or graduate student who will be seeking a career in the military or public service. And this year, the Daniel K. Inoue Memorial Scholarship is presented to Samantha Kanikuni of Baltimore, Maryland. Samantha is working toward a law degree at the University of Maryland. She has a master's degree in social work and has been working for 10 years on behalf of vulnerable children and families in Baltimore. She now works as a paralegal, helping children with disabilities while she studies. Samantha is following in the footsteps of her parents and grandparents who worked in government and public service. Samantha's grandfather, Isamu Kanekuni, served in the 442nd. In her essay, Samantha wrote, "My family's dedication to public service has left a legacy that I feel compelled and honored to continue. While working as a social worker in Baltimore, I was inspired to pursue a law degree to continue my passion for protecting vulnerable children and families. My vision for the future is to use my law degree to advocate for those who are most vulnerable in our population. In doing so, I hope to help create a more equitable and just society for all." Congratulations, Samantha. The Java Ishio Founders Scholarship is in honor of Phil Isunao Ishio, his wife Connie, and their son Doug Ishio. Mr. Ishio was drafted into the Army in 1941 and then volunteered for the MIS Language School. He served with the MIS for 6 years in the Pacific during World War II and beyond. After he earned his bachelor and master's degrees from Georgetown University, he joined the CIA. Later, he worked at the FDA. Mr. Ishio was a founder of Java and served as its first president. Phil's wife, Constance, grew up in Montana. She received her BA degree in early childhood education from Colorado State Teachers College in Greeley. She was active as a community volunteer, including a reading program for young children. She loved to cook and was known, especially, I'm told, for her peanut brittle and blueberry muffins. The Ishio Founder Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 is awarded to a student who has completed at least 2 years of college. And this year, that recipient is Madeline Matsui. Madeline lives in Providence, Massachusetts. She's a student at Harvard University and hopes to earn her JD degree in 2023. She's a member of several campus organizations, including the Asian Pacific American Law Students. She worked for 2 years with the in-house legal counsel at Google to help develop user protection policies. Madeline is the granddaughter of longtime Java member Victor Matsui. Mr. Matsui served in the MIS. Her father, Martin Matsui, is also a Java member. Madeline wrote, "The Java Founder Scholarship would be an unparalleled way for me to continue to contribute towards making our country more just and equitable. In light of the pandemic and in the wake of the recent violence against Asians, it is more critical than ever that we work together as a society to mitigate the barriers that stand in the way of human progress and freedom. The past year has exposed our society's grave shortcomings, but has also revealed the potential for change and rethinking. I hope to use my time in law school and my legal career to lead change and benefit others, as Colonel Ishio did when he founded and grew Java into the nationally respected organization it is today." Thank you, Madeline. Our third scholarship is the Kyoko Tsuboi Topkin Memorial Scholarship. This is presented to a student who has completed at least 1 year of college and is awarded in the amount of $2,000. Mrs. Tsuboi Topkin grew up in Oregon and attended school in Japan. She returned to the US in 1940. Her family was incarcerated at Minidoka Camp in Idaho. Because of her language skills, she was able to leave the camp to work in Ann Arbor, Michigan, to assist in Japanese language training to support the war effort. Later, she moved to New York, got married, and worked for the Tribune, Register, and New York Times newspapers. After her husband's death, she returned to Portland, Oregon. Mrs. Topkin long admired the World War II Nisei soldiers. Her estate continues to be a major source of funding of Java's education program, which educates people about the contributions of the 100th, 442nd, and the MIS. In February 2009, Java President Bob Nakamoto presented Mrs. Topkin with Java's highest award, the Courage, Honor, and Patriotism Award for Outstanding Service to the Community. The Kyoko Tsuboi Topkin Legacy Scholarship is presented this year to Jairus Iwasaki. Jairus grew up in Hilo, Hawaii. He is attending the University of Hawaii in Manoa. He will earn his BA in education in 2022, after which he plans to teach in a rural public school to assist those who most need his services. Jairus has made the dean's list every semester at UH. He has worked as a teacher's assistant and a resident assistant in his dorm. Jairus is a grandson of Shigetoshi Iwasaki, a 442 veteran. Jairus's experiences in high school led him to his decision to become a teacher. He wrote about one of those experiences. When Hurricane Iselle hit the Big Island in 2014, one 4-H group held a food drive, and our Hilo Youth Video 4-H Club created a publicity video PSA. The drive was a success. Over 2,500 pounds of food and 2 truckloads of non-food items were collected and distributed. Serving our community gave us a sense of accomplishment and purpose. The outreach experience inspired me to pursue education. Congratulations, Jairus. Next, I'll present 11 Java Memorial Scholarships. These scholarships, in the amount of $1,500, are awarded to recent high school graduates who are heading for higher education in the fall. These students, as the others, impressed us with their academic accomplishments, their commitment to their community, and their belief in the legacy of freedom for all. The Dr. Americo Bugliani Memorial Scholarship in honor of Paul Sakamoto. Americo Bugliani was a 12-year-old boy in Italy when the Germans invaded his town. It was a time of excruciating hunger and cold. One day he met an American soldier who gave him his first toothbrush, a tube of Colgate toothpaste, his army cap, and a photo of himself in front of a Jeep. That GI was Paul Sakamoto, a member of the 100th Battalion. Americo said that that was his only day of happiness during the entire war. He kept that picture in his wallet for many, many years. And after decades of searching, he finally found Paul Sakamoto, flew to the Big Island of Hawaii, and reunited with his childhood hero. Dr. Bugliani was born in Italy, but he held American citizenship because his father was a US citizen. In 1954, he moved to the States. Soon after, he joined the US Army and served in Europe. He earned 2 degrees in comparative literature and taught for many years at the University of Chicago. He was very honored to be elected commander of the American Legion Chicago Nisei Post 1138. Later, Dr. Bugliani and his wife, Dr. Anne Bugliani, returned to Rome and later Pietrasanta. But Dr. Bugliani felt he needed to do more. So he organized the citizens of his hometown of Pietrasanta and persuaded them to construct a monument to honor the Nisei soldiers who had liberated their hometown. The beautiful monument by world-renowned sculptor Marcello Tomasi depicts Sadao Munemori, who was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for his heroic death on the Gothic Line. So the Dr. Americo Bugliani Paul Sakamoto Memorial Scholarship is presented this year to Melina Mura. Melina hails from Culver City, California. She is planning to major in fine arts at the University of California, Irvine. Her participation in the Rising Stars Leadership Program helped her become more aware of and appreciative of her Japanese heritage. Melina earned her Girl Scout Gold Award after organizing an international pen pal program with sister cities in Japan and Mexico. She was a scholar athlete all 4 years of high school. Melina's great uncle, Douglas Tanaka, served in the 442nd. Melina wrote, "Winning a Java scholarship would be a huge honor to receive because of the importance the scholarship holds. I'm very proud of my Japanese heritage and being a young Japanese American woman. I'm also proud of my Uncle Douglas for fighting so hard during World War II, even when practically the entire country was against him and other Japanese Americans. Winning the scholarship would be in honor of him, and it is. Thank you. Congratulations, Melina. Tak and Carolyn Furumoto have established a memorial scholarship in honor of his father, Sam Kyoto Furumoto. Sam was born in Hiroshima. His parents moved to Sacramento when he was 3 years old. He joined them 10 years later. Sam worked hard as a farmhand and in wholesale produce. He married Yoshi and started his own produce business. He lost everything when Executive Order 9066 forced them to leave. They were incarcerated at first at Tule Lake and later at Rower Camp. After the war ended, Sam and Yoshi decided to return to Hiroshima. Despite the hardships and racism he faced, Sam never lost faith in America as a land of opportunity. Eventually, the Furumoto family moved back to the United States. Sam worked very hard to provide for his family and instilled in them the value of hard work, gaman, or perseverance, and as essential to success. The Furumotos hope that future generations of Japanese Americans will continue to honor the past, work hard, and have faith in America's future. The Furumoto Memorial Scholarship is presented to Kyle Kuwahara. Kyle lives in Berkeley, California. He is planning to major in computer science at the University of California in Berkeley. As a high schooler, Kyle created and led the STEM Tech Club and the SkylePrep.com tutoring program. He was a member of several other organizations as well and is an avid basketball player. He is a grandson of Keiso Kuwahara, who served with the 6007th ASU, and 3 of his grand uncles served proudly and ably in the 100th and 442nd. They were Goro, Kozu, and Kenzu Kuroda. Kyle wrote, "Bravery, hard work, and optimism. These are values that have been instilled in me by my family. They fought for this country and served as part of the historic 442nd Regiment. They worked hard and made sacrifices to allow their family and future generations the opportunity to succeed. They have enabled me to take advantage of many educational and economic opportunities. It is those values that they lived by which have allowed me to become the person I am today. The importance of hard work, bravery, and optimism are lessons that have been passed on to me." Congratulations, Kyle. Next, we have the Ranger Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship. Grant Hirabayashi was a native of Washington State. He enlisted before the war to become an aircraft mechanic for the Army Air Corps. When war broke out in December 1941, his family was forcibly evacuated to Tule Lake. He volunteered for MIS Language School in Camp Savage, Minnesota. Hirabayashi joined the MIS and the famed Merrill's Marauders and served admirably in the Burma campaign and beyond. He was installed in the Ranger Hall of Fame in 2004. Mr. Hirabayashi worked at the State Department, the Library of Congress, and the National Security Agency. He was a lifetime member of JAVA. The Ranger Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship is presented to Juliana. Juliana lives in Manhattan Beach, California. She's headed to England to attend Greenwich University, where she plans to major in public health. Juliana devoted much of her time in high school to the Model UN program, and it was awarded several awards. She's an AP scholar and was on the honor roll every semester. She participated in a special biotech program at her high school. She also was a member of her local cultural commission. 100th Battalion veteran Thomas Ibaraki was her grandfather. Juliana wrote, Through Model UN, I gained a deeper understanding of the international community and the necessity for individuals to be informed enough to investigate and bolster the inner workings of current healthcare standards. The current state of the pandemic has made me realize the importance of healthcare policies and leadership within the international community. Global policies of nations worldwide have resulted in utter chaos and illustrated that we must improve upon these failures because diseases have no physical borders. I look forward to pursuing my passions in the future through working worldwide to improve the effectiveness of healthcare. We wish you good luck, Juliana. Next, we have the Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Kanaya was born in Oregon. His family was incarcerated at Minidoka Relocation Center in Idaho until the end of the war. Mr. Kanaya joined the 442nd Regimental Combat Team and served as a medic. During fighting near Bifontaine, he was captured and held as a POW until the end of the war. Later, he joined the MIS and served in post-war Japan. Mr. Kanaya received a Silver Star, a Bronze Star with Valor, and two oak leaf clusters. Colonel Kanaya served our country during 3 wars before he retired from the military. The Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Scholarship is presented to Garrett Tamura. Garrett calls Torrance, California home. He will be attending California State University at Long Beach, where he will major in mechanical engineering. Garrett is an Eagle Scout. He devotes many hours to community service with his church in the Gardena Valley Nisei Memorial VFW post. Garrett is the grandson of Kunima Tamura, who served with the MIS. Garrett wrote, "When I was younger, I struggled in school. My grades weren't very good. My low self-esteem and confidence led to poor grades. My parents encouraged me to take Taekwondo, swimming, and scouting. These activities led me to have more confidence. Through my struggles, I was able to persevere. Through my successes, I was able to learn the value of hard work, dedication, and perseverance." Congratulations, Garrett. Next, we have Chief Warrant Officer for Mitsugi Kasai Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Kasai was born in Utah and grew up with his adopted family on a farm in Idaho. When World War II broke out, he joined the MIS and served nearly 30 years with the Army Intelligence. He had CIC or Counterintelligence Corps training. He received the Army Commendation Medal and other honors. After retiring, Mr. Kasai returned to Utah. He was very interested in collecting and preserving stories and artifacts that reflected the lives of Japanese Americans in America. His extensive collections are preserved at the Mitsugi Kasai Memorial Japanese American Archives at the University of Utah. The Mitsugi Kasai Memorial Scholarship is presented to Mari Kanimoto. Mari is from Seattle, Washington. She'll be heading to Nampa, Idaho to attend Northwest Nazarene University, where she plans to earn a nursing degree. Mari is a volunteer with her local Nisei Veterans Committee and her church. Mari earned a Girl Scout Gold Award for her organization of a softball team for the Special Olympics. She is the granddaughter of Harry Yoshio Ishibashi, who served in the 442nd Infantry 522nd Field Artillery. Mari wrote, winning the scholarship will not be for me, but will be for my grandfather who bravely sacrificed his life to serve our country. As a result, we have freedom. He is the most selfless man I know, and by being selected for this award, it would be in honor of him. I will continue to volunteer at the Nisei Veterans Committee and learn more about veterans and the ways I can better honor them. I am proud to be the granddaughter of a World War II 442nd veteran, and no matter what, I plan to continue to share his legacy. Thank you for that, Mari, and congratulations. Next, we have the Ben Kuroki Memorial Scholarship. Ben and his brother Fred grew up in Nebraska. They joined the Army during the World War II. Ben was able to serve with the Army Air Corps, eventually achieving his dream of being a gunner. He flew over 50 missions over Europe and Central Pacific. He received 3 Distinguished Service Crosses during his time of service. After leaving the military, Mr. Kuroki became editor of several newspapers in Michigan and California. Cassidy Hanano will be receiving the Ben Kuroki Scholarship. Cassidy calls Wailuku, Hawaii home. She'll be studying pre-med at Creighton University in Nebraska. Cassidy is active in her school's marching band and enjoys tennis and paddling. She's a grandniece of Charles Hanano of the 442nd. She writes, my uncle Charles Hanano was in the 442nd and was awarded the Combat Infantry Badge and Bronze Star. I have never met my Uncle Charles, but through working with Nisei veterans organizations, I've learned of the tremendous sacrifices that these men made. Because of this, I have a profound appreciation and respect for my uncle and the many other men who fought by his side. Their display of immense courage and absolute loyalty to their country has provided Japanese Americans with the foundation for greater opportunities. It would be an honor to receive a Japanese American Veterans Association scholarship so that I can accomplish what the Nisei men had envisioned for future generations. And so you will, Cassidy. Congratulations. Next, we have the Vic and Teru Matsui Memorial Scholarship. Vic Matsui grew up in California. During World War II, his family was interned at Jerome in Arkansas. He joined the Army and earned the rank of Chief Warrant Officer 2. He served in the Counterintelligence Corps. Later, Mr. Matsui worked many years for the US State Department. His wife, Teru, often worked as an embassy nurse on their missions. They retired to Williamsburg, where both Matsuis were active in the Williamsburg chapter of the Hearing Loss Association of America. Mr. Matsui was a longtime member of JAVA and often spoke about the Japanese American experience to local universities and organizations. The Vic and Teru Matsui Memorial Scholarship is presented this year to Micah Katahara. Micah lives in Great Falls, Virginia. He plans to major in economics at the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg. Micah is an accomplished double bass player who is a member of several orchestras. He volunteers at his local food bank. Micah is the son of JAVA member Michael Katahara. His great-grandfather, Sadami Katahara, was a member of the 442nd Infantry. Micah wrote, I have a deep respect for my Japanese military ancestors, and receiving a scholarship reward in their memory would be a tremendous honor. I've internalized their desires and hope to demonstrate my respect and appreciation for their sacrifices by engaging in public service. The pursuit of knowledge and wisdom through a college education is a special privilege that I have been given. I hope to use this opportunity to prepare myself to serve others and make a meaningful impact on my community. Congratulations, Micah. The Colonel Virgil Miller Memorial Scholarship is next. Virgil Miller was born and grew up in Puerto Rico. After graduating from West Point Academy, he served as an Army officer, rising in rank in many stations around the world, including New York, Wyoming, Alabama, Puerto Rico, and Hawaii. He served as the executive officer and later commanding officer of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team from the time they trained at Camp Shelby, Mississippi, and throughout its time of service in Europe. He described it as the most satisfactory and rewarding of my 30 years of service. Colonel Miller admired the go-for-broke spirit exhibited by his boys and was thrilled to reunite with them on a trip to Hawaii in 1966. The Colonel Virgil Miller Scholarship is presented to Evan Haramoto. Evan hails from Whittier, California. He'll be majoring in biology at the University of California in San Diego. Evan's an avid baseball player. He's a member of the National Honor Society and has volunteered as a tutor. He's active in his local Honganji church, and his great-granduncle, George Ryoji Yamada, proudly served in the 442nd. Evan wrote, my family has always embraced the go for broke spirit of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, who risked everything to complete their missions. It's also a motto that literally helped me persevere through the worst experience of my life after I broke my arm in a fall and forever shaped the person who I am today. The extent of my injury deeply affected. Sorry, I'm getting a message on the screen. Okay, where was, okay. The extent of my injury deeply affected my mental outlook on life. After having surgery to save my arm, my morale was at an all-time low. Not being able to attend school, see my friends, and perform everyday tasks took its toll. However, when I began physical therapy, my therapist told me there was no room for self-pity. As a fellow Japanese American, he told me to commit to every exercise, give it my all to recover, just go for broke, telling me our greatest glory is not in falling, but rising every time we fall. Congratulations, Evan, and good luck to you. The Bob Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship is next. Mr. Nakamoto grew up in Sacramento, California. He was incarcerated with his family at Topaz Camp. He served in the US Air Force during the Korean War. Later, Mr. Nakamoto earned a Bachelor of Arts degree at Cal State University in Sacramento. Mr. Nakamoto and his family settled in Leesburg, Virginia. He served for many years as JAVA president. He also served on many corporate boards at the state and national levels. Bob Nakamoto was the owner and CEO of several companies, including Armor and Base Technologies. Bob Nakamoto proudly and ably served as JAVA president for many years. He also was a member of the JACL. The Bob Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship is presented to Ethan Murakami. Ethan hails from Kaneohe, Hawaii. He will be attending Emory University in Georgia, where he will major in economics. Ethan moved from Japan to Hawaii in 2017. Soon he was active in his high school band in Honolulu and became an avid kayaker and canoe paddler. Ethan is a great grandnephew of Seiichi Tsugawa of the 442nd. Ethan wrote, I feel a tremendous sense of pride knowing that my uncle Seiichi was a member of the 442nd. It is said that if we do not learn from history, we repeat it. The sacrifices and losses are tempered with the knowledge and hope that never again will our country detain citizens who are minorities in internment camps, and never again will our military form racially segregated units. The JAVA Scholarship would be a constant reminder to strive for the opportunities that my uncle was never able to attain due to the racism he experienced. Like the 442nd, I will go for broke in all that I do to represent myself, my community, my family, and my nation. I remain grateful to my uncle Seiichi and all the veterans who fought for our country. Thank you, Ethan. Good luck. The Betty Shima Memorial Scholarship is in honor of Betty Shima, the beloved wife of Terry Shima, a 442nd Infantry veteran and a founding member of JAVA. Betty and Terry grew up on the Big Island of Hawaii. Betty worked at the Lapahoehoe Sugar Company and the Hilo Tax Office before marrying Terry. Later, they moved to Maryland, where they raised 2 children. Betty was active in her church and community, serving as deacon and treasurer of Geneva Presbyterian Church in Potomac, Maryland. She was a volunteer with the Red Cross and Meals on Wheels. Betty was also a very talented artist. She enjoyed calligraphy, ikebana, and photography. The Betty Shima Scholarship is presented to Nicholas Gima. Nicholas calls Kula, Hawaii home. He will attend California Polytechnical University and major in engineering. He is an active Boy Scout and a member of the National Honor Society, Math, and Interact clubs. He is a grandnephew of Shinye Gima of the 308th Intelligence. Nicholas wrote, I want to follow the Nisei veterans' footsteps, to act selflessly, serve my community, and promote my culture. I am involved in numerous extracurricular and volunteer activities, even holding leadership roles. During these troubling times for Asian Americans, I spread awareness of hate crime incidents through social media. By doing so, I aim to gain supporters for this movement, strengthening the entire cause. I strive to have conversations about the inequalities all minorities face in the US, spreading even more awareness about these issues in our nation. The one thing I do not want to be involved with is more violence. By taking peaceful yet decisive action, we can eventually take down racism and bigotry toward Asian Americans. Congratulations, Nick. And now we have the Orville and Maud Shirey Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Shirey was the SR Regimental Intelligence Officer for the 442nd 100th Battalion for the duration of their service in World War II. After the war, he wrote of the Nisei soldiers in a book titled Americans, the Story of the 442nd Combat Team. Mr. Shirey's son said of him that serving with the 442nd was the proudest and most rewarding experience in his lifetime. One 442nd veteran said that Major Shirey was held in high respect by the men and officers of the Japanese American 100th Battalion and 442nd Regimental Combat Team for his intelligence, honesty, integrity, and devotion to duty. After the war, Major Shirey established a career in direct marketing and consulting. Mrs. Maud Shirey grew up in Cumberland, Maryland. After graduation, she worked in New York City. She received a bachelor's degree in English literature from Western Maryland College. After graduation, she worked in New York City as a radio engineer for Voice of America and the Armed Forces Radio until the end of the war. She has served on the founding boards of Grace Episcopal Day School and Grace Episcopal Church's Pennyworth Shop. The Shireys call Silver Spring, Maryland home. The Shirey Memorial Scholarship is presented to Arissa Aloiao of Honolulu, Hawaii. She will be studying marketing at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Arissa is an accomplished classical Japanese dancer. She was active in student government as well as a science club at her high school. Arissa is a granddaughter of Hiroshi Kato, a member of the 442nd. Arissa wrote, as a child, I've always looked towards my family's accomplishments and how I can make an impact like they have. My grandfather was not only was a member of the 442nd, but also made a difference in my community as a legislator and circuit court judge. Earning the Java Scholarship will push me to create a legacy like he had. I will be able to learn more about my Japanese heritage in addition to other cultures. Hawaii is a melting pot of different people in which I am able to gain knowledge of other people's values and integrate them into my work. By reflecting on the experiences of my family members and educating myself on different things that I take pleasure in, I will grow to become a better version of myself. So we want to say congratulations and best wishes to all 14 of our scholars. I'm sure you'll agree with me that they are an amazing group of students who have achieved much already and still are going to achieve even more in the near future. So now we're going to hear a video clip from Mary Murakami. So this is a picture of Mary and her husband, Ray. And she writes, we were in our late teens when we met at UC Berkeley. Ray had just come from Tule Lake internment camp in California, and I had recently arrived from Topaz in Utah. It was our first exposure to the outside world after being locked up for 3 years. And we had a lot to relearn and learn. But when life started to normalize, Ray volunteered for the Army. By the time he returned, I had graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry and started a career in public health as a microbiologist in Los Angeles. Ray transferred and graduated from UCLA. During those years, we married, started a family, and then Ray applied to dental school. Ray attended Howard University's College of Dentistry in DC, and we settled here in 1956. He volunteered with groups that supported causes for the Japanese American community, which was in many ways as important to him as his dental practice. I continued my career performing lab work in the public health field and eventually became manager of Ray's dental practice. Our daughters, Diane and Kimmy, picked careers in dentistry and law, married, and blessed us with grandchildren and a great-grandchild. We decided at the age of 80 that it was time to retire so we could increase our social obligations and have time to reap the rewards of a long time together. We were fortunate to travel the world together and also volunteered at home. Ray died in 2018 at the age of 90, and sadly, Diane passed away 2 years later. So let's hear from Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary Murakami, and I am a Java Friends. That's how I'm listed. My husband has been a longtime member of Java. I have been given this chance to talk to the students who won the scholarship for this year of 2021. My husband and I have been active in the Students Scholarship Committee for many years, and so I consider it a privilege to be able to talk to you. Thanks to the decision of the Scholarship Committee, Java joins your families and friends to wish you well in your endeavors this fall. Your core studies will be towards your professional goals, but college will give you the opportunity to focus on other fields of studies and widen your degree choice. Take advantage to expand your growth by meeting students, TAs, and even professors. Learning does not come from lectures and books alone. When I started college over 75 years ago, strong discrimination towards Japanese Americans limited fields of study that would lead to an immediate position upon graduation. In order to achieve that job position, you must have no direct contact service or be seen by the public. Public health microbiology was a perfect choice for me. Never seen by the public, but help serving them inside of a laboratory. Fortunately now, Asian students in the United States can pursue a college career in any fields of studies with an equal chance of a bright future. Always remember, your mind is like a wet sponge, waiting to absorb all fields of knowledge. There is so much to arouse your curiosity. For example, I had open heart surgery when they cracked your ribs open. It took many years to recover, but watched on Zoom last month a new heart surgery. No cracked ribs, small incision, and quick recovery period. Curiosity led to a wonderful extension of life. The privilege of attending college provides the means to contribute to society. An excellent example, the donors of the Java Scholarship Funds, which you are a recipient. Enjoy your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. And I want to mention that Mary actually served on our scholarship committee for the past couple of years. And Dr. Ray was chair of the scholarship committee earlier. So they have both been very involved in Java and in the Java Scholarship Program. Thank you to both.
Hi.
So once again, great congratulations to our 2021 scholars. We are very proud of you, and we think that you're very deserving. Your essays inspired us, and we wish you all the best. So at this time, I think I turn it back to Jason.
Thanks, Chris. And congratulations to all our scholarship award recipients. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to individually recognize our scholarship award winners and give them an opportunity to introduce themselves and give their own remarks. The scholarship award honoring the late U.S. Senator Daniel K. Inouye's iconic career of military and civilian public service goes to Miss Samantha Kanekuni. And Miss Kanekuni, let me spotlight you.
My name's Samantha. I'm a student at the University of Maryland, Carey School of Law. I just wanted to say really briefly, thank you to Java, thank you to my family, and then of course, thank you to my grandfather who served in the 442nd, who lives in Hilo, Hawaii, and he will be turning 100 in November.
Thank you. Let's see. The Java Founder Scholarship, named for Java's founder, the late Colonel Sunao Phil Ishio, while his wife Constance and his son Douglas, goes to Miss Madeline Matsui. And Madeline, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Madeline Matsui, and I just finished my first year at Harvard Law School. My grandfather, Victor Matsui, was an active and lifelong Java member, and I know how important the organization and its members were to him during his lifetime. I wish he could be here for this ceremony today, but I know he and my grandmother, Teru, are proud of all the recipients here and of the many lives and legacies Java is helping to celebrate. There are many brave Japanese Americans whose courage and belief in civil rights inspired me to pursue a legal career, and I'm grateful to them for blazing the trail we are all now able to walk on. Thank you, Java, and to the Ishio family for their generosity, and I hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and well. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline. The Kyoko Tsuboi Tobkin Legacy Scholarship honoring a lifetime patron of Java goes to Mr. Jairus Iwasaki. Due to scheduling conflicts, Jairus is unable to attend. However, I want to let you all know, to quote, thank you again for this wonderful honor of receiving the scholarship. I will definitely continue to share about the legacy of our AJA veterans. The Java Memorial Scholarships awarding $1,500 presented to the following recipients. The Dr. Americo Bugliani Memorial Scholarship in honor of Paul Sakamoto is awarded to Miss Malia Miura.
Hi, I'm Melina Mira, and I just graduated high school at Culver City High School, and I'll be attending UC Irvine this fall. And I'm really thankful to Java for giving me this opportunity to share my great uncle's story. I actually learned a lot about him through writing the essay about him, and I got help from his son, George Tanaka. And they're really proud that I was able to honor him and share his story as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Melina. The TAC and Carolyn Furumoto Scholarship in honor of the service and sacrifice of Sam Kyoto Furumoto is awarded to Mr. Kyle Kurahara. Kyle, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Kyle. I would first like to thank the scholarship committee. I'm honored to have been selected as the recipient of the TAC and Carolyn Furumoto Scholarship. I'm also grateful to be able to honor the efforts of my ancestors, as well as the many others whose efforts allowed us all to be here. In the fall, I will be attending UC Berkeley and plan on studying computer science. Thank you to the Furumoto family. I truly appreciate your support of my educational pursuits. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. The Ranger Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship in honor of Ranger Hall of Fame inductee and Merrill Marauder Tech Sergeant Grant Hirabayashi is awarded to Miss Juliana Ibaraki. Juliana? I guess Juliana may have fallen off. No worries. The Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship in honor of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam veteran Jimmy Kanaya is awarded to Mr. Garrett Tamura. Garrett, floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Garrett Tamura. I'm from Torrance, California, and I just graduated from Torrance High School. I'll be attending Cal State University Long Beach in the fall and majoring in mechanical engineering. I wanted to thank the Japanese American Veteran Association for awarding me the Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship. I'm also very grateful to the Gardena Valley and Nisei Memorial VFW Post 1961 for letting me know about the scholarship, and both of the organizations keeping Japanese American youth aware of the grateful for the contributions and sacrifices of our ancestors. The scholarship really come in handy and will be used for my tuition and books. Thank you.
The Chief Warrant Officer for Mitsugi Kasai Scholarship in honor of MIS veteran Chief Warrant Officer for Mitsugi Murakami Kasai is awarded to Miss Mari Kamemoto. Unfortunately, Mari is unable to attend, and she wanted to let you all know to thank you for the opportunity and for honoring her with the special scholarship to honor veterans and her grandfather. The Ben Kuroki Memorial Scholarship in honor of Sergeant Ben Kuroki, a gunner in the U.S. Army Air Corps 505th Bombardment Group, is awarded to Miss Cassidy Hanano. Cassidy?
Hi, I'm Cassidy Hanano, and I'm from Maui. This fall, I'll be attending Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. I wanted to say thank you to the Japanese American Veterans Association for offering me the Ben Kuroki Scholarship. Also, congratulations to my fellow recipients. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassidy. The Victor and Teru Matsui Memorial Scholarship in honor of Victor Matsui, MS veteran, and his wife Teru is awarded to Micah Katahara. Micah?
Hello, I'm Micah. I'm from Great Falls, Virginia. In the fall, I'll be attending William and Mary. I would just like to thank Java for the Memorial Scholarship and Mrs. DeRosa for coordinating the whole process. It's a real honor to be accepting it in honor of Victor and Teru Matsui, and it means a lot to my family and I. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. The Colonel Virgil R. Miller Scholarship in honor of the former regimental commander of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team is awarded to Evan Haramoto. Evan?
Hello everyone. My name is Evan Haramoto, and first and foremost, I would like to thank the entire Java organization for allowing me to be able to receive this scholarship. I'm very grateful and thankful for this amazing opportunity. I also would like to give a big thanks to Gerald Yamada, Neat Ford, and Chris DeRosa for choosing me to accept the scholarship, along with the entire scholarship committee. I'm truly honored and being able to receive this award. This upcoming fall, I will be attending UC San Diego on the pre-med track, majoring in general biology. And I will continue to do my very best as I pursue my major and continue to excel throughout the rest of my academic journey. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Evan. The Bob Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship in honor of past Java president and Korea War veteran Bob Nakamoto is awarded to Ethan Murakami. Ethan?
Hi, my name is Ethan and I will be attending Emory University in the fall. I just want to say thank you so much to the members of Java and wish my fellow scholarship awardees the best of luck in all of their future educational endeavors. And I hope that I'm able to honor the legacy of my great uncle in my upcoming years in college. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan. The Betty Shima Memorial Scholarship lifelong partner of 442nd veteran Terry Shima is awarded to Mr. Nicholas Kima. Nicholas, are you there? Unfortunately, Nicholas had a scheduling conflict as well, but wishes everyone thank you for the being acknowledged for the scholarship and wish the best to his fellow recipients. The Major Orville and Maud Shirey Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Miss Arissa Aloyal. Arissa?
Hi, my name is Arissa Loyal, and I will be attending the University of Hawaii at Manoa in the fall as an exploratory business student. I would like to thank Java for this scholarship opportunity, of course, and it was very interesting to hear all these inspiring stories today. Thank you.
Thank you, Arissa. Our esteemed donors and their family members are important to the success of your scholarship program. I would like to introduce and thank Mr. Tak Furumoto and Mr. Robert Nakamoto, who is also in our audience for their family's generous donation, and would like them to present their remarks as well. Tak Furumoto, sir, floor is yours.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Can hear you. And we can see you both.
Okay. I'm with my wife, Carolyn, and I'm going to be doing the talking. Kyle, congratulations. We're so proud to honor my father on the scholarship, to recognize him. As a child growing up, I saw him fall so many times, and I'm trying to get a term that fits him. And I found the term Nanakorobi Yaoki, which means you fall 7 times, but comes up one last time. But this is very appropriate for him. He came from Japan when he was 13 years old, right after the Spanish flu, 1921. Because of the economics, he was a migrant farmer worker at 14 years old, right after he finished elementary school, 8th grade, which was a segregated school in Florence, Sacramento. But he overcame that, and he was very successful at age 32 to start a produce business. But everything was taken away when the executive order 9066 came, and he was locked up for 3.5 years in Lower Arkansas and Tudor Lake. After being released, his parents was a victim of atomic bomb in Hiroshima. So our family went back to Japan. And this was in essence a tacit deportation. We could not come back, but he found a way to come back and brought us back. At age 50, we lived in South Central Los Angeles, but he kept trying. He never gave up. He was like a Daruma-san, Nanakorobi Yaoki. He never lost the focus. The America has an opportunity for all of us. And this we did. We all came back. He gave us an education. I had 4 older sisters. One became a doctor and served in near Japanese town for many, many years in the 1970s and 80s. And my sister, Lillian, became a Gardena High School teacher, teaching Japanese and English. And all of us did not give up. And this word, Nanakorobi Yaoki, is very appropriate for him. So Kyle, please, they told me to give some wisdom. Well, my father gave me the word of wisdom, Nanakorobi Yaoki. Oh, by the way, I went to your sister college in UCLA 60 years ago. And at that time, you won't believe it, but I only paid $80 a semester. But congratulations, Kyle. Good luck to you.
At this time, we'd like to recognize Robert Nakamoto. Sir, the floor is yours. Thank you, Tak and Carolyn.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for all the great remarks. It's been really humbling to hear these stories from World War II and about the honor and the service of the 442nd and 100th and MIS, and also the story about the other veterans who served. It's very humbling to hear that. Although I'm a veteran myself and served in Iraq, I don't think that, not to diminish that, but the sacrifice of those who served in World War II was much greater. It's a much more intense war. I'd like to thank everybody on behalf of my late father, Bob Nakamoto. My late father, he was interred at Camp Topaz in Utah. But after the war, him and 3 of his brothers served in our military. My father and Uncle Vic served in the Air Force. Uncle George served in the Army, and Uncle Donald served in the Marine Corps. And one of my cousins, Donald's son, he also served in the Marine Corps. I served in the Army. So Java meant a tremendous amount to my late father. He worked hard to keep Java funded, and he wanted to keep it going because our veterans are very important. My father is also very instrumental in a lot of veterans causes, and our family wants to continue supporting Java because America is worth supporting. We want to honor the legacy of the veterans who went before us. Hearing Terry Shima's story, it's always very humbling to hear about that sacrifice and just the amount of casualties that they had in Europe. And I also was blessed with graduating from West Point, where Colonel Miller graduated from. And I think if I had served with the 442nd, I would have said the same thing, that it was the greatest honor of my career. So I'd like to encourage all of the graduates, all of the recipients of the award to carry on with the legacy of the Japanese Americans in our country. It's always been a time of challenge, whether it was the 1920s or 30s or 40s, whether the Depression or World War II, or the Korean War, or the Vietnam War, or what's followed afterwards, 9/11. So there's still challenges going on, and we need you to be there and be strong. Ethan Murakami, congratulations. Emory University, that's a great college, and you're going to love Georgia. Georgia's a beautiful state. A lot of Japanese Americans now live in the South. I live in Tennessee, and a lot of our children live in Tennessee. I've got 3 sons and 2 daughters. So the Nakamoto clan is maybe not taking over Tennessee, but we're getting a lot bigger. But anyway, congratulations to all of you, and thank you so much for your, and also the donors. I'd like you to thank all of you for continuing to support Java. It's very important to really honor our ancestors. I think that's one thing we all get from our Japanese ancestry, is it's important to honor your ancestors and keep the good work of Java going. So I'd like to thank all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. At this time, Chris, can we go to slide 58?
Are there any families that might like to speak who we didn't necessarily hear from? If anyone else would like to speak, they could probably unmute themselves.
Oh, good catch.
I'd like to speak on behalf of my son, Jairus, if that's okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Jairus couldn't come.
Yes, unfortunately. But I'd like to thank, the foundation, the Java Foundation, the Java Scholarship Committee, and especially the chair, Mrs. Christy Rosa, for awarding my son, Jairus Iwasaki, the 2021 Java Kyoko Topkin Legacy Scholarship. Jairus's grandfather from Hawaii served in the 442nd Regimental Combat Team in Company E. And so it is such an honor for him and for our family to receive this meaningful award in honor of Kyoko Topkin. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Patsy.
And you wanted to, let's see.
Yeah, slide 58. Oh, before we do that, please unmute yourselves and let's give a round of applause to our 2021 Scholarship Award recipients. Okay, and continue on. Let's go to slide 58, please. One more, next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. We'd like to also thank our Java Scholarship Committee Chair, Mrs. Krista Rosa, Captain Cynthia Macri, Ms. Dawn Ellenberger, Ms. Kay Izumihara, and Ms. Neat Ford. And thank you for your hard work and put this all together, this great event, and awarding our future. Okay, next slide, please.
Cynthia, would you like to say anything, or Neat? I know you're both here. If you'd
I
like
would
to.
just, yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. And I would just like to repeat what everybody has said. It's kind of scary when we see how accomplished the students are today that are applying for these scholarships. I often wonder how I, got into college and actually to medical school. But I also would want to encourage you to think about military service, not just public service, but military service. It was a really, really tremendous way to learn leadership skills that are just not available in the the private or even in the public sector. So I stayed in the military. I went into the Navy as a doctor to to do my 4 years and get out. I got scholarship. I got a full ride scholarship from the Navy, and I was going to just get out, but I stayed in for 35 years because the opportunities were just not measurable. And I think all of the other veterans that are in on this call would agree with me that had they stayed in their hometown, or had they stayed in their home state, had they not gotten out into or participated in the military service, we probably wouldn't have achieved the level of national notoriety, if that we have achieved. And so please don't hesitate. And I am a perpetual recruiter. So if anybody would like more information, feel free to reach out to Chris or Neat or directly to me. And I'm more than happy to speak as both a mother as well as a veteran. So congratulations to everybody. And I wanted to give a special shout out to Jairus because he did his student teaching at the same elementary school that I attended in Hilo, which I think is just remarkable in the category of small world. So congratulations to all of the scholarship recipients, and a very, very special thank you to all of our donors.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, and FYI, Dawn and I were away last weekend playing soccer. This is for the over 50 and over 60 national championship, amateur national championships. And you'll notice that we have gold medals and a trophy.
And I will have to mention that all 4 of these people are very active, as you can see. Kay, in fact, is serving with the Army Reserve this weekend, so she couldn't join us. I am not an outdoors person like they are, so that's why you don't see my picture. Anyway, thank you very much to the committee. They really worked hard. We had some very hard decisions to make. I also want to extend thank you again to Mary Murakami and Terry Shima for sharing their very inspirational stories. Gerald Yamada, as always, is very supportive. Thank you for leading Java. And Howard High and Jason Kuroiwa, thank you for making this program happen. Your technical expertise and support is great. So I think we're coming to the end.
Yes.
I hope you guys have gotten your stamps.
Well, just one quick thing, Chris. Thank you very much for everybody to take their time to attend our annual event. The Japanese American Veterans Association is a fraternal and educational organizational member purposes, educating the American public on the Japanese American experience during World War II, preserving and strengthening camaraderie among its members, perpetuating the memory and history of our departed comrades, and striving to obtain benefits and entitlements for veterans and their families. Please stay informed on our website at www.java-us.org, Facebook, or Twitter. Have a phenomenal rest of your weekend, and please stay healthy and safe. And Chris.
And thank you again for joining us, everyone. And by the way, I gave you a little bit of background on a lot of the honorees of the scholarships, but there's a lot more to read. So if you want to find out more about any of the people that we talked about, go to the website, and there's a lot more details in their biographies. It's amazing to read about them. It's amazing to read the students' all the documents that they submitted, and we are inspired and we're excited for you. So good luck to everybody.
Congrats, everybody.
If we go to gallery view, we can see everybody.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.